Okay, well, we're here to talk about Cinderella. So
And we are drinking French breakfast tea.
we all saw the movie. It was not my favorite. Some of the things this movie did were great, giving the prince a character.
I feel like we understand from the beginning why Cinderella will make a good queen.
I think this is the coolest part of the movie, actually. In the end, she is crowned queen, not princess.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most obscene amount of tulle I've ever seen in my life.
It was a lot of tulle.
And I love tulle. What ruined it for me was the narrator. The narrator was saying weird, snarky things, coloring what we were seeing.
I thought that when the narrator, or the fairy godmother, was being sincere was the worst part, actually. When she would say things like, Cinderella likes to see the world as she wishes it was. Does she do anything to make the world into what she wishes it was?
It's not really supported by most of her actions.
No, and there was one thing she does do, it's the hunting scene. And they say, that's the way it is, and that doesn't mean it's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And it was like they were trying to take that social justice from Ever After.
My favorite thing about Cinderella is the idea, not that she's rewarded because she's kind, which this movie totally laid on with treacle, but it's but it's that she's the one who understands what it is like to be a subject of this kingdom. She understands what hard work is and what determination is and what it takes to serve a people, which is the point of real life princesses.
I've always loved her resilience, though. Like, she is someone who takes what she is given and she just keeps reframing it so that she can survive and live through it. And that, I don't think we quite got as much either.
We would have,
right,
if we had seen her at all rebel against it to begin with and then realize that wasn't gonna work.
I think that was an interesting thing this movie tackled that I haven't seen a lot of Cinderella stories or even like Disney's Tangled. Is a really clearly articulated story of an abusive mother. We don't suddenly flash forward and Cinderella's dad's dead and she's living in this horrible ever after kind of space. We see the stepmother come in and those tiny picks at how she begins to take advantage of Cinderella's nature.
And what I wanted off of that was the way in which be kind is a way to heighten abuse and heighten controlling young women. She keeps thinking, I need to be brave and be courageous and be kind. People taking advantage of that is how that slow slip into well-performed femininity can be like taken advantage of.
She also then has to use it as her most strengthening trait.
It's her actual core,
yeah. What's interesting too is that the funhouse mirror version of kindness that you get to see in the stepmother, every one of the abusive things she does to Cinderella is framed in, wouldn't you rather do it this way? Wouldn't that make you happier? Like it's framed as like sort of a toxic kindness.
That hits me in nice versus kind. Nice is like appearance of kindness rather than like the core of kindness.
The stepmother uses the structure of manners to trap her into doing something she wants her to do.
Exactly. Yeah. But I loved all of the like diversity that the casting director was like, yep, make that person black. That princess looks kind of Arab.
That whole family is Asian. Like,
and they're featured and they're framed and they're named, and none of the named princesses were white princesses.
The weaknesses of the film, I am going to say the word, go milquetoast.
They spend so much time making it beautiful. Like,
and
that's
classic.
Yeah, everything is so sweepingly visual. There's the dancing camera, and then there's just a whole, fencing, crotch shots.
I was with it until the very end.
Spoiler alert, stop here.
For Cinderella.
They used the Disney plot line of the Grand Duke going out and doing the slipper hunt, which I have some problems with because I think the prince really needs to do that. But then they switched it at the very end. There's the prince. We got some applause at that moment.
That was a reveal.
What bothered me then was that did not change Cinderella's mind about being a passive acceptor of her fate. She was so ready to just accept being in the attic for the rest of her life, even when the prince is downstairs.
Yeah. I think to sum up, we didn't like it, but it was a visual feast.
Did we want to end with a Kelly Sue, elect, read, equip with an army instead of fuck, marry, kill?
I'm gonna say I would supply the evil stepmother with an army. I wanted her to have like real power because I feel like characters like that so much are grasping for power in their domain, and when they have real things they can do, I just find it fascinating.
I would definitely elect that fantastic captain of the guards.
Yes!
Best friend.
Yes!
I would vote for him.
read the like Spanish reading princess.
Yeah, all of
that
the Grand
moment
Duke.
where she says, "Who is she?" is
I was
so
like-
amazing.
In my head, I started shipping them.
Yeah.